WFM 91.7.
Good morning and welcome to Political Arena on Women Radio 91.7. My name is Sumto Titilayo Ajama. Political Arena on Women Radio is where we discuss politicking in Nigeria. And today on Political Arena, we're discussing Roadmap to 2023, building support for women at the grassroots level. Roadmap to 2023, building support for women at the grassroots level. A report by the Gender Strategy Advancement International GSAI has shown that the national average of women's political participation in Nigeria remains at 6.7% in elective and appointive positions, which it said is far below the global average of 22.5%, African regional average of 23.4%, and West African sub-regional average of 15%, largely due to the patriarchal practice in our society. Hence, the need to support women at all levels, especially at the grassroots, has never been more needed, especially given that women in power must be able to speak for other women with respect to their needs and aspirations, and in a bid to speak up for their rights. Today, we're speaking to Doosuur Ngiyev, PRP candidate, House of Representatives, Vandeikya, Konshisha, Federal Constituency, Benue State. Hello, Doosuur. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Political Arena.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you here. Well, congratulations on emerging the PRP candidate, House of Representatives, Vandeikya, Konshisha, Federal Constituency, Benue State. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels refreshing knowing that I actually ran against two men, and they still haven't taken my victory quite easy for them. In fact, they took me to court, so it gives me a sense of pleasure knowing so well that we women can actually win against the men.
Absolutely. Congratulations once again. To join us on Political Arena this morning, you can call in to 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send in text messages or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. All right, I'm going to ask you this first because, just as you said, it gives you a sense of pleasure to know that you won against the men that you ran with. But let me ask you this so that we can get to just a basic background. What prompted you to return for governance? What prompted this entry into governance, basically?
Okay, I have been a development professional and personal efficiency consultant. When it comes to personal efficiency, you are consulting and developing projects for individuals and organizations to be efficient in the things they do. Because if we are all efficient in one way or the other, then collectively the country can strive towards efficiency. So over my years of rural engagement, project development, and lots of societal engagement, I discovered a lot of route darkness, especially when it came to my outreaches of counseling, mental health awareness. I noticed that no matter the challenges of people and the kinds of therapy and treatments you give to them, there was likelihood of them falling back to whatever it is that was disturbing them. Simple, the root cause of their problems was never taken away. And what the root cause? Poverty, abuses, and what have you. And what actually contributes to this root cause is the bad governance. The fact that we have the wrong people taking and making decisions over our lives. And if you have the wrong people, the quality of leaders you have actually determine the quality of life you get in the end. So I had to look at myself. Do I keep complaining? No one drives away darkness by causing it. You light a candle. So this is me lighting a candle to this bad governance we have in Nigeria. So that was the reason I decided to venture into governance, to contribute, to give my skills, to give my own competence and capacity in making this Nigeria better. We actually want Nigeria to become better, and it's not for one person.
Exactly.
That's why I got into politics.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That leads me to my next question. In as much as you've decided to take the bull by the horns and be in charge of some level of decision making, what are some of the challenges that you have identified at the Benue National Assembly, and how do you intend to solve those challenges?
Basically, I'm running for House of Representatives, and that will practically leave me at the National Assembly in Abuja, not in Benue. The Benue is for State House of Assembly. And the major challenges I've also noticed is the quality of people we have in National Assembly. It's even the issue. Yes. You can't give what you don't have. So over time, we don't have forward and progressive thinking people spearheading the affairs of our country. We've left politics in the hands of riffraffs. I'm sorry I'm using that word, but that's just the fact. When you have people who did not attain a certain level of education, get into politics, become leaders, why should they place value on education and on policies that will actually affect education? You can see where we are. We've been on strike for like forever. But of course, most leaders there do not know the value of education. So why should they stand for bills and policies concerning that stuff? So one of the major challenges we've had so far in politics is the quality of people we have there. And until you and I, who know what to do, who know where the problems are, who have the know-how, begin to get into decision-making, we will never get it right. That's one. Secondly, the gap when it comes to women. Of course, we have more men, and the fact that we have more men there, you always have them do eyes and nays. So who stands for the decisions that have to do with women? If we don't have hands for women defending and championing the cause of women, then we always have the men saying no over it. So that gap of women in leadership,
Yes.
in legislature, it's one of the things we need to begin to bridge. And that's why I also decided to be part of this. And then, why sit at the edge when you have what it takes to effect the kinds of changes and bring the policies that you know will actually bring solutions to our lives? I've been there. I converse with them day by day. I know the issues. I know the problems. And I know that with knowledge and other good meaning Nigerians, we can begin to restructure this country in terms of building people and bringing direct value and impact in people's lives.
Absolutely. Thank you very much again. In order to bridge this gap, which you've rightly spoken about, this gap that exists, and how do you intend to speak for women? Now, I'm asking this question because there are a lot of grassroots women that are able to do certain things, but are not given the opportunity or are not given the right exposure to these opportunities. And there are a lot of women who are not even particularly interested in governance or decision making, but just really need to make a living and need to have a better standard of life generally. So how do you intend to speak for these women at the grassroots, in Benue specifically? How do you intend to speak for them?
Okay. Even before politics, I have always been a people solution-based person. So over time, I've been part of doing advocacy and awareness programs and projects for gender-based violence, for girl-child education, and also I happen to be the North Central team lead for Women Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture Mines. So over time, some of the things we've done is to get women in clusters, have them to begin to have grants, train them so that they can begin to have financial independence, because I know so much that financial independence does a lot in the life of a woman.
Very true.
Yes. So those are some of the ways I have been contributing to women empowerment, and I will continue with it in also developing policies
Thank
and
you.
legislature that will deal with women rights.
That's a very important cause. And the reason it's so important, as you've rightly said, there's a gap and there's a need for women to be represented, and not just represented in passing as per just women leader position, or just giving empowerment money from time to time, or giving grinders, or giving sewing machines and all of that. Women legitimately need to be empowered, because just as you've said, there's definite need for empowerment with women, because this is very inherent to their very existence and to growth. It gets to a point when a woman realizes that you carry a certain power when you can provide for yourself, you can provide for your family. So thank you very much again for focusing on that. Now,
another thing I have tried to work so much with,
yes,
is the mindset reorientation.
Could you say that again, please?
Mindset reorientation.
Mindset reorientation, okay.
For women, because women have actually been nurtured in a way to believe that being submissive is about living your dreams as a woman. It's about just enabling a man. Like, you can't be the best of yourself or live up to your best potentials. So I've taken so much time to begin to get into mindset reorientation, to begin to let women, young girls, know that what differentiates you with a man is just that physiological and reproductive makeup. So we've never been to school where women were giving different exam sheets. We've never been to anywhere where, when it came to in terms of intellectual capacity and the rest, women were treated less of humans. So why does it feel that when it comes to productivity and when it comes to enhancing those skills to impact life, then we have to be left to the ground? No.
So how do you intend to do this? How do you intend to orientate these women into understanding this change of mindset?
I usually have meetings with them in clusters. We speak. I bring up women in the past, even those who were within our society. Some of the things they've done, the landmarks, the impact they made as women. And of course, they didn't die because they did that as women. I also put to them, I compare them with certain men who have been in positions and had nothing to offer compared to their own skills, and how they give in so much for nothing. So most of them are beginning to understand that life is just beyond, having a family, building a family, and just nurture children. How about you? It's about purposeful living. Of course, we were not just all created to just come and, as a woman, live womanhood and motherhood. There's more beyond that.
That's 100% true. And if you ask me, we definitely need that reorientation. A lot of women need to be awoken from the inside. They need to understand that there's so much more that you can do. Nobody is saying that being responsible for your family should be the end. It can be the starting point and you can grow from there. You can already have been doing something else and that will come in and you would still grow. So I appreciate the effort at mindset reorientation. That is very key. Given that now you're in the capacity where people can look up to you and people can actually take lessons from you as well. Thank you again.
Thank you.
It's 12 minutes to 12 on Women Radio 91.7 and you're still tuned into Political Arena. Political Arena on Women Radio is where we discuss politicking in Nigeria. Today on Political Arena, we're discussing Roadmap to 2023, building support for women at the grassroots level. Building support for women at the grassroots level. We're speaking to Doosuur Ngiyev, PRP candidate, House of Representatives, Vandeikya and Konshisha Federal Constituency, Benue State. If you want to ask questions or you want to contribute, you want to let your voice be heard, please call in to 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send in text messages or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Now, coming back to you, Doosuur, it's important that a lot of women at the grassroots understand that being represented at that grassroots level is one thing, but being represented all the way through to the House of Representatives is also another large step when you look at the bigger picture. How can we rally around support from women at the grassroots to vote for people to support women who are House of Representative candidates?
Basically, women are beginning to rise up. I think the challenge of women rallying around women from the grassroots isn't so much about the women at the grassroots. I think the problem comes mostly from the well-enlightened women.
Why do you say that?
Who begin to see other women as their competitors rather than a sustainability plan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few women at the grassroots are not self-aware. When you make them self-aware, they understand, they know that the men have been there, but the impact on your life, there's little or nothing to show about it. This is about you. This is about someone who is going to stand for you, stand by you, stand with you. And your life will be better. They feel excited. I've had women who have close to nothing from the villages decide to organize meetings and then even cook for themselves, not demanding money from me. Yes. So I know that women at the grassroots, to a certain level, they just need proper awareness for them to understand the effect of supporting another woman. And most times, those who are in that arena of making them understand do not do it properly. If it is just afraid of other women getting self-aware and getting into it, occupying their space, and that's where the issues are. I think it's just about enlightening them. Let them know when you tell people what they don't know, especially that it is coming from you. That's the thing about being a first transmitter of messages to people.
That's true.
You knew it.
All right. To a large extent, I think women are a large focus for you in they're a large focus for you in your candidacy and generally your political career going forward. And I appreciate that because women do need to be represented. The interests of women do need to be highlighted, particularly in that level of decision making in Nigeria. So thank you again for joining us on Political Arena this morning. Do you have any final words for women out there who want to go into politics or who are already into politics but need more encouragement and advice?
Okay. Dear women, you know that naturally God has bestowed us with the skill of nurture. A woman nurtures, a woman builds, a woman is productive. And no woman sleeps when her house has an unrest. And right now, Nigeria is on a ticking time bomb. There's chaos. And who better than you women who have always mastered the skill of building, of nurturing. Nigeria needs nurturing right now. It needs rebuilding. It is that child, that stubborn child you have at home, that no matter what it is, you have your sleepless night brain, you have your restless days, trying to bring he or she back on track. That's what Nigeria needs right now. So it's not a one-person thing. It is about us. Mm-hmm. I know that we collectively can do it better. You know, they say it's insanity that makes you repeat one thing over and over again and expect a different result. Mm-hmm. So we have left it in the hands of men. We've been repeating that over and over and over again. So it's beginning to prove that we're actually insane. So I urge us all to retrieve from this insanity and let's be sane. Once we are sane, Nigeria will also become sane. And if you don't have the willpower to actually contest, you can actually have other powers when it comes to your moral and your financial power to support other women. Because that's what the men do. Mm-hmm. If they bring out someone who is less than nothing, they rally around him, bring out all the resources, project him, and they win. So dear Nigerian women, it's time for us to begin to project ourselves. We have the numbers. If in a place women wake up and say, for a particular place a woman is contested, we don't mind. Every woman, vote for that woman. I think we'll be winning elections cross boards.
Very true.
Yes.
Thank you so much once again for spending time with us on Political Arena and just letting us hear your point of view on politics and what your focus is on. Thank you so much once again, and please enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Political Arena on Women Radio is where we discuss politicking in Nigeria. And we just rounded off conversation with Doosuur Ngiyev, PRP candidate, House of Representatives, Vandeikya, Konshisha, Federal Constituency in Benue State. Roadmap to 2023, building support for women at the grassroots level, especially important because, truth be told, women do need to focus on supporting each other, and women interests does need to be represented in the House of Representatives. So once again, we congratulate Doosuur Ngiyev, and of course, we wish her all the best in the quest in her candidacy and on this level that she has embarked on. Thank you very much for tuning in to Political Arena today. Join us next Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. on Women Radio 91.7. And I say thank you here to the producer, Adenike Kodri. My name is Sumto Titilayo Ajama. Good afternoon.
WFM 91.7.